when there is a knee replacement to be done, there are 3-4 options available in the market with different materials of the thing that is to be changed. Now it doesn't mean that the surgeon who does this changes his expertise for each of them. His expertise remains common. That is, if he is an expert surgeon, his expertise will remain there, he will do his best. Whether he is using a lesser useful material or a material that will sustain for 6 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or a more flexibility to the knee. So when he gives this option, it is more on affordability. It doesn't necessarily mean that the surgeon has a different capability for different type of operation that he does. Similarly, for an architect, the budget, definitely it helps to, if you buy things which are expensive, they show. But sometimes just throwing expensive thing onto the building also show very badly. So it is an appropriate usage. And money is spent on aesthetics too. There is no doubt people put up paintings to painting of the building itself is also done. Colors are chosen just for that they look nice, and there is an ambience to the whole area. So healthcare in itself is a subject where a lot of money is spent on equipments too. But the scale of the hospital gets dependent on the overall project cost and the division of that cost into, from my perspective, primarily on equipments, then on the building, and also on the services. So the variation will happen. There are many options available in how you do air conditioning. There are many options available how you do electrification. There are n number of options available. Even in plumbing, there are different type of materials available from A to Z, which you can choose depending on their life and the maintenance cost. So value for money is where one has to create a match. So if I do a building which costs say 100 crore rupees and a similar area is budgeted for say 60 crores, then how do we do it? Is it some magic that we create and we still say yes, we will do it? Is because there is some basic cost which you cannot vary it, which is the covered area construction cost. I cannot pull away steel from a building or do less concrete from a building and compromise with the strength, because those are the basics, that is the bone structure of the whole building body. But yes, I can take call on what to choose for finishing the building. I may not be using Italian marble, I may be using tiles, I may be using plaster, I may not be using a different type of a plaster material available which is hard and succulent. But so there are various options available in finishing the building, and the budget is not necessarily, when the budget is low, that things will not be done properly. Doing properly and material are also two different things. So if application is done properly, even for lesser cost materials you have a very nice product. But maintenance does affect, choice also affects the budget. So once the budget is there, we can plan out that how this budget can get spread so that we still end up having a nice product. As if I were to do, compared to a hotel, you do a 5-star, you do a 3-star, you do a 2-star, or you do a simple hotel building which is a sort of a upgradation to a guest house. As an architect, you are doing your best given in the given circumstances, given budget, and given purview by the client also has given you a brief. So if he wants a 5-star, then he has to spend for the 5-star. But the 5-star also can be taken up to a certain level, so that range is available again. So it still remains a 5-star, becomes a plus in the eyes of the people who come to have a look at it, or even the owner who owns it. So similarly in a hospital, because now infrastructure also is quite important, people like to look, if they go for a school, they just not look at the teacher's quality or the education quality, they will look at the classroom and the board and the interactive systems of the teaching that are available there. So infrastructure has now become quite important for people to choose what they want to use for themselves. So buildings have become important. So a hospital also, yes, the amount of money you spend, but appropriately spent, has an effect on the outcome.